you keep growing, you keep being open to learning new things. If you fall, if you have a minor challenge, you keep going, you don't stop. Yes, you could take a break, you rekindle your thoughts, you try harder, because when you go the second time, it's much better than the first time, because what you already learned from the first time, you could put it into the second time. So you never give up, keep going, remain humble, and I think you're good.
Welcome to another episode of the Wolf's Den podcast. We have another lovely guest with us. I'll let her introduce herself. What is it that you do?
Okay, so my name is Nalley Alexander, and I am the CEO or the founder of Fifi Cosmetics.
Fifi Cosmetics.
Yes, so Fifi Cosmetics is basically everything hair. So we make products for the hair. We also do the hair, and we make hair, meaning we make passion twists from scratch.
Passion twists. What in the world is that?
It's what I'm wearing in my head actually. So it's made from straight hair, and I make it curly like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see good advertising right now.
Yeah.
You wearing it.
Yeah.
Okay. So how long have you had Fifi Cosmetics?
Okay, so it was not originally named Fifi Cosmetics. I created my business when I was 16 years old, and it was named Nalley's Local Beauty Products.
Okay.
Over the years, I went through rebranding because of, challenges in life. And then I rebranded, I changed my logo, and now I'm called Fifi Cosmetics.
Okay. So
Yeah.
do you mind going into challenges or no?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
fine.
challenges in life. Let's talk about the challenges in life. What happened?
Alright, so Nalley's Local Beauty Products, I started from zero, meaning followers, meaning known. And there was a point where I had almost 1,500 followers on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And my business was being more known. I would do pop-ups constantly. And then there was someone who I had a lot of trust in at the time. That person kind of helped me, meaning they did my logo because they were very interested in the digital era, and they almost asked me to help me so that they can be more like practice makes perfect.
All right.
Right? So I was like, okay, that's fine. And then they made my logo, and that was about it. Took some pictures, some professional pictures of my products at the time. And then I actually built a lot of trust for that person, And then that person then got into my Instagram account, and I basically lost my following. So my Instagram account was deleted, and at that time it kind of really hurt me because I really trusted the person, and then that happened. So I was really kind of lost. So I almost gave up. But then about 3-4 months later, I decided to rebrand. So I changed my number, I did a new Instagram account, and I made my own logo, created a slogan, and it's been better. It's been better than before.
So you came out skyrocketed, you've right off the gate. That's impressive. That's really good.
Yeah.
And you only had a downtime of a couple months.
Yeah.
So what do you attribute to that? Like, what made you? Because most people, like you say, would give up and say the world, the life hate me.
It's true. I think my support system and also my zeal for what I do. I really love hair. I've always loved hair. And then I have a very good support system. So my mom, my sister, my friends, they would tell me like, don't let that break you, try harder. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try harder.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your support system, okay, that's good. So clearly you would recommend having a strong support system
Yeah.
in business. Yeah.
I would, but I also feel like at the end of the day, it's not only the support, because you could have all the support you need,
Mm-hmm.
but then you don't have the desire to
Mhm.
do it. So you actually need the support and the discipline or the desire to actually do it yourself.
Amazing. I love that word desire.
Yeah.
And we can definitely go touch on that later. But I want to hear more about you. So that's how you began. You rebranded, brand new now. It's cosmetics rather than just hair. So that means you're doing more than just, like, what does that mean in terms of?
Okay, so that means that I don't only make products, because it was Nalley's local beauty products. So then I only did stuff like natural oils for the hair, and I did some steam for your hair and some deep conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I have stuff like shampoo and conditioner along with my other oils, and I also do braiding, and I do faux locks, I do weaving, I also do natural styles,
Mm-hmm.
and I make the passion twist now. That's something
Yeah.
I did not do before.
Okay.
So I don't only comb your hair or braid your hair, but I make the hair as
Mm.
well.
Okay, so how did you learn to do that?
Okay, well, the passion twist, I learned it from a friend.
Mm-hmm.
She started a new business and she was doing the passion twist. Now I was one of her very first customers and I really liked it. And then she gave up. And I was like,
What?
yeah, she stopped. And I was like, why are you not doing nothing again? Like, I keep sending people for you. Like, because when I wore the hair, everybody would be like, where you got your hair? And I was like, from her.
Mhm.
So I would send them to her and stuff. And she was like, oh, it's really draining and she can't do it. And she was like, what if I do it? Since I'm wearing the hair, I'm getting the people. So she's like, she's going to tell me how and I should do it. So I was like, but that's your idea. And she was like, no, it's fine. You know, I can handle it. So go ahead and do it. And I was like, okay. And then that's when I started doing the passion twist.
How long ago was that?
It was last year.
Last year. Okay. And did I ask you when did you start the original business?
Yeah,
I did.
I was 16.
16.
I'm not sure what year. 4 years ago. Yeah.
Okay, so 4 years ago you started.
Mhm.
And then you had the bumps and burn along the
Yeah.
way. You literally had to restart, which
Yeah.
is, the new beginning, we'll call it.
Yeah,
You had a new beginning.
the new era.
I like that. So you put a nice spin on it. So how have things been since that new rebranding?
I would say it has been much better. It's actually been easier because when you just start, you have to learn things and then you have to pretty much you're new to something, right? It's almost like when you go to school for the first time, you learn stuff, but then when you move up a level, you already know stuff. That's how it was for me. Like when I just started, I had to get to know people, get to know how to do that, get to know how to do this. But when I did the second time, all the things I did not know the first time, I knew that time. So it was much easier for me to get around. Also with the help of my entrepreneur friends that I made the first time, they helped to push my business out the second time.
Right.
So it was much easier for me. And it was almost like it was like a lesson learned. So it was better this time around.
That's amazing. The fact that, I talk a lot about just starting, just doing. That's the whole idea behind this podcast. People who, for whatever reason, they have the dream, they have the passion, but they just don't start. So I'm a big advocate of starting. And for that same purpose, when you start, you may not have all the knowledge now, but you attain it as you go along. You don't have to make a logo, but when you need to make a logo, you find a way to make a logo.
It's true.
Look out, like you had a friend do it the first time, and the second time you're able to do it because you had an idea now of how it's done and what you want.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't have happened had you not tried.
That's true.
Yeah. So that advocates for what I talk about all the time, and just do it. I think last episode about like Nike, just do it.
Well, I believe in just doing it as well. I mean, you never know until you try. So it's always worth a try, I would say. So
Right.
just do it.
Nike just that brand, sponsorship Nike. Come on.
It's true.
So what do you see for Feifi's Cosmetics future?
So in Feifi's Cosmetics near future, I would say that we are going to open a shop. Okay, so I'm gonna have an actual physical location where you could come to, and you get the products right there, you do your hair right there. Now, being that it's Feifi Cosmetics, and cosmetics has makeup, but I'm not a makeup person. I don't really know makeup. However, I do have a friend who is actually a makeup artist. So we've been talking, and we want to do a joint location. So let's say you want to do your hair for your birthday. You come to our store, you do your makeup, your hair, your products. There you go. So it's everything right there.
Right.
So that's something in Feifi's Cosmetics near future.
Okay. You say near future. How near?
Yeah. Near future, like this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting it out there. There you go. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
You guys heard it here
So
first.
wait on it. It's coming.
That's good. So would it be like she'd be like an independent contractor, or would it be she works with you or under you under your brand, but she's also allowed to let people know, okay, she's a makeup artist and you can check her?
So we're doing it independently, because she's not working for me, because at the end of the day she has her own business. So it's basically two entrepreneurs working together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I hope that happens for you. In fact, it will happen.
Yeah, it will.
It will
It will.
happen.
It will.
So let's talk about more like education. Now that you have your business, you learned Passion Twist that's recently. So that's you constantly growing to provide new services for your clients. So how do you go about that growth? What do you do to get that?
All right. So I always believe that social media right now, or the internet, is actually very, very, very educating. Like, some people will use it for the wrong things, but you could actually use it to be very educated in something. So just staying around. Sometimes I would buy a packet of bread, and I would watch a video and try it at the same time to help my braiding techniques, to help my tucking techniques. I also have this one established hairstylist, so it's kind of like a mentor, and she has taught me stuff that I know. So I always feel like you're not really ever developed enough. You could still learn. So you learn from people who are of a higher stage of you, or higher developed, or you could learn just by yourself. So you go through social media and stuff like that, because you have that at your fingertips. So I always feel like that's amazing. I'd also like to do the physical training where I could be certified, because I'm not certified as yet. So that's one thing I want to do.
So that's actually available, certification?
Yes, I think so. But yeah, it is.
Okay.
I think it's at the NSDC.
Wow.
You could get a certificate in hairstyling or nails, stuff like that.
I did not know that. I learned something new today.
Yeah. You can.
Right. So have you heard about Coursera? Coursera, no. I wouldn't know what's all the programs on there, but there's a lot, right? And I've seen things like, well, what I care about is sports. So I've seen like basketball drills and whatnot, like teaching you how to coach. So maybe there could be some hair stuff on there, or some nail things on there, and it's free. Some courses, some are paid, some are free. So you can check it out too if you want to see and learn more.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that down.
Yeah, I'll send you the link after.
Okay.
So, what do you believe in? Like, well, you did. In fact, you do, because you said nobody's ever really fully developed.
Yeah.
Which means, like, you believe in the growth and constantly evolving and learning more so that you can adapt to the changes in the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like with hair, it changes constantly. Like just recently, there's a style with 3D butterfly braids, like, and you'd have customers that actually come to you for that. So you have to be in the know. There's something new every day. So you have to see that video online and try it, because somebody is going to come to you and be like, can you do this? So it's like you have to constantly be learning and constantly be trying to perfect your act, because I was not great at tucking before, but now I could tuck. So you have to constantly practice, make it better. Practice makes perfect.
So now you can tuck in your sleep, eyes closed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So practice makes perfect. So what is a 3D? My tech brain, all I'm thinking is like a 3D printed butterfly, and you just put the butterfly in the hair and you just.
Well, okay. So a 3D butterfly is basically like a braid. They braid it to make a butterfly. Okay. And then they braid it on the plait.
Oh, okay.
So they braid it separately. So it looks like a butterfly made out of braids, and then they braid it into the plait. That's the new trend now.
That sounds nice.
It does, but it sounds complicated.
Not for you though. You're gonna.
I'm gonna try.
You're gonna try. Work on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean I would agree. I think most industries like constantly growing, and definitely something I've learned in business school is you need to stay on top. Make sure you watching the news, just to see what's new in the world, and you never know if it actually would be something applicable to you. And just in general, did you know, like I read somewhere that Bed Bath & Beyond was closing down, they filed for bankruptcy. Exactly.
Really?
Like if you don't adapt, even if you're large and you've been operating for so many years, without adapting, you're going to fail.
It's true.
And to me that was like, because you never expect a big giant like that to go down, and it did. Literally closing down all physical locations.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So I would expect that you're using like the education, the social media that you mentioned as a way to stay afloat, so that you can grow and not and just grow. Period.
Yes.
Full stop.
Just grow. Just.
Do you see anything outside of cosmetics and this current business that you'd want to endeavor?
Meaning, as an do I want to do something as an entrepreneur, or do I want to? Well, I actually have another idea cooking. I'm not gonna branch out yet, but it's not Fifi's Cosmetics. It's something else, which I feel is going to be more of it will get more people involved, because I also feel like with Fifi's Cosmetics I'm a bit restricted, so I get a lot of female and overage clients. But this other idea, I feel like it would be for everybody.
Okay.
And I just can't wait. You just know it's coming.
Ooh. A little teaser for us.
A little teaser. It's coming.
Okay. So, how much more? Can you tell me the industry?
I want to say entertainment. I'll say entertainment.
Entertainment. Okay. So again, you see, she's dropping a lot of gems for us, guys.
Spoilers. Teasers.
You gotta look out for the physical store and this new entertainment company, guys.
It's coming.
So why entertainment? Or why that company?
Okay, so that company, because it's something that I go through. So I'm like, why doesn't the island have this? Like, this would be really cool. So I was like, but why don't I do it? Like, I can plan it. I have some education in the business field, so I can actually plan it instead of waiting for somebody to do it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try.
Okay.
and I've been planning it.
Mm.
So we'll see.
I see a common trend here. You're basically monetizing the things that you like.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Would you recommend that for somebody if they if they know that they want to do something but they don't know what to do?
I would, because I feel like it's easier. You know what you like, you know how you want it, so it would be easier. Because if you go to something that you don't even know, like say if you don't know how to cook, why would you open a restaurant? That's like, if you know how to drive, you open a driving school.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And having done that, you said it makes it easier, but that's like there's business aspect to something, and then there's the actual like service.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you explain, like, okay, you like the hair, so you do braiding and stuff, but then there's a whole business aspect where you have to like manage your books, marketing, these other things. How would you?
Well, it makes the service easier because I like it. But then obviously I did schooling for business, so I have education in the business aspect. Yeah. But service wise, with the fact that I like it, it makes it easier for me.
Yeah.
So you will have to do some books. You'd have to be in your books, especially for the business aspect. So when you're starting, you know your target market, you know your niche and this and that. So you know how to go on about that. So you pick what you like or what you feel comfortable with, and then you get your business aspect. So you get in the books, you have to study, you have to do that aspect of it, and then you'll be all set.
Right. And we touched a little bit about that like before the show, and how I'm again advocate for just starting, so that even if you don't know beforehand, for example, you can say, okay, I start this business, I'm spending X amount on marketing, I'm only getting Y back, which is not what you want, right? And you're like, clearly you're not targeting the right people, but if you didn't know that, you would just use that, if you cared enough, you'd, okay, analyze that and be like, okay, what do I need to do? And just realizing that the universe, may hear you and start giving you the answers. Of the right person who has the answer can come into your life, and you just may have mentioned it casually in conversation, and they help you with that. I'm a big advocate for that. It's just you may not need to know all the things before. As you're doing it and you're paying attention, the answers will come. Would you agree with that?
I would, because you never know all the answers. You learn as you go. So it's good to at least something, but then as you go, you get to learn more and more and more. You can't just go in blindsidely. You need to, if you know at least just a little, then you build on your education more and more.
And I guess in your case, the little that you know would be the passion for the thing that you have, right? So, and you mentioned the school background.
Yeah.
That was which level of education? We don't know your school background. Tell us your school background.
All right. So I went to Viewford Comprehensive, but in my year, that's when they separated the schools. So it was a Compass A and a Compass B. But then in my year, they made these two schools two separate schools. Right? Okay. So they named the Compass A Binfield Comprehensive, and they named the Compass B Viewford Comprehensive.
Okay.
So then I went to the Binfield Comprehensive. Okay. Yeah. There I did basically the general stream, because I wanted to be a lot of things in life. So I didn't want to choose science and then I stick and so I chose the general stream. So I basically did one of everything.
Okay.
I left school. I went to SAAFA, where I did the travel and tourism course. I didn't want to choose hospitality because I feel like hospitality would still limit me, because it's more of like let's say bartending, waitressing. But with travel and tourism, I was able to still be broad but still there. Okay. So after I got my associate's degree from SAAFA, I did about 3 or 2 months
Course.
job training
Okay.
or internship at the Ministry of Tourism, and I really liked it. But when I was there, I found it was a bit too quiet for me. I don't know. I like to be up and running, and somebody at work told me, it is a bit too quiet for me. And then I started I started training at Rainforest Adventures, where I am now a tour guide. And I really love it. It's amazing. I get to meet people every day. I get to get new people every day. You learn new things every day at work. I feel like they'll have people that they go to work and they're like, oh, I have to go to work. And some days I'll be like that because I have to wake up early. But when I get to work, I laugh. It doesn't matter. Every day I get to work, I laugh. And some people will say like my school journey or where I am now is a bit too cliche for what I want to be. But I feel like I always knew what I wanted to be. So I've always wanted to be an air hostess, actually. So that's why I've always been in the tourism industry. Like I keep pushing. It's one step at a time. I'm at a tour guide. You never know in a couple of years to come. Like I'm not rushing it because I know I'm on the right path.
Right.
But I know it's gonna come. It's gonna come. So yeah.
I love that you touched on like people saying, people talking, people opening their mouth and giving their opinions. That's something that people will do. People do, and they love to do it. So but because you had your head on your shoulders and you know that you're on the right path, you're fine, and I respect that. Not rushing into anything. And most times people think when you start a business is because you hate your current job. That's not necessarily the case.
It's not.
It's very rare that you find that. So I'm happy that you were able to come and say that, because most people think, oh, because you hate your 9 to 5, then you start a business. No, you can genuinely like a 9 to 5, but you also know that your path is destined for this way. That doesn't mean you have to hate everything else.
Yeah. They feel like I love my job, and it's very like it's not to say a specific 9 to 5. Sometimes I work. Okay, I leave home at 6, but I get to work around 8:30, and I'd be gone at 1 p.m. So I could actually do my job and then braid someone after. So I could do what I want.
Right.
I have freedom to do 2 things that I love in one day.
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the most important thing. You should definitely never allow your 9 to 5 stop you from doing your side passion. And in your case, sometimes the 9 to 5 isn't a 9 to 5. So you're still getting, the salary, the steady stream of income, but you also have the time. I truly believe all we really want is time.
Yeah.
That's all we really need.
It's true.
You have time to spend with your family, the people you care about, time to do the things that you care about. Like that's really what it is all about. Honestly. And sometimes you can get that in your job.
Again.
Like, as much as this is an entrepreneurship, kind of business podcast where I'm trying to help start your journey, at the end of the day, not everybody is destined to be an entrepreneur, and that's fine. If you're happy in your job, it makes you smile. The first thing you do when you walk in is smile. That sounds like great.
Yeah.
If you're happy there, then stay there.
Yeah.
Just do the best that you can there. That's the idea.
You can always grow at work, Like, my supervisor right now was not always a supervisor. She started off as a tour guide like me. So, if you're, let's say, a secretary, you can go up. Just because you're a secretary now doesn't mean you have to be a secretary your entire life. Like, you can be a supervisor, you can be a manager. You don't have to restrict yourself to secretary.
Right.
You understand? Especially as you're already in the business, if you make a good impression, they will bring you up the ladder. Because it doesn't matter if you don't have, like, I see some people, like, when they send out a job application, and they ask for, like, this degree or whatever. If you're already in the company and they feel like you have what they need for a supervisor position, who says you can't try? You don't have to restrict yourself.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
100%. Anything you do in life, do it to your best ability. Your secretary, be the best secretary they've ever had. And you see how fast you climb the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
True entrepreneurship. When the owner is a true entrepreneur, they will want to keep you and reward you and would want you to grow. Like, to me, I have no issue if when I get bigger to, pay for schooling for somebody, go to get your degree, go ahead. And in like, to me, in the long run, I see more pros than cons. Okay, yes, I lose you, or even if you do classes at night and I don't lose you for 3 years, the point is the benefits outweigh the cons, in my opinion.
Because you come back.
Yeah, and I'm helping a person grow, and to me, that's what it's all about in life. You grow. So even if you're a secretary and you don't have the education to go further, get it. Do night classes.
Yeah.
Like, you'll be surprised how, especially if you're doing so well at work, how accommodating your boss can be. Like, just do your best.
It's true, and like, I feel like I've been doing my best everywhere I go, so much so that I was recently unwell, and like, my supervisor would say, like, she knows I'm sick, that's why I'm not coming. Like, she doesn't believe that I'm slacking off. Like, she knows I'm probably bedridden to not come to work. And I was like, wow. That's what you think? It was true though, but I mean,
yeah,
that's to show you how hard you actually go, that people know that you're not slacking off.
Yeah.
And that's great.
I recently heard something on social media. It's like, I've never heard somebody not succeed at something they threw their all in. And it's true. Like, most people are like, oh well, but I did and I failed. But you never really fail. If you only fail when you stop.
It's true.
So like you had the speed bump. If you had stopped, then you would have failed, but you didn't, because you threw your all into it and you decided to keep going. And that's the thing. Even in a job, when people complain about a job, it's because I know that they probably did half of what they possibly could have. Because at the end of the day, business owners are people too. And they want genuinely to run their business successfully. And if they see you helping them do that, they're gonna like reach out. They're gonna, because not everybody is going to do that, and we should all. If everybody in this world decided to do that, be their best, the world would be so great.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. Because it's like every day I'm like, this small thing. You know what makes me really mad? Like, I go to work every day. I do my best at work. I make sure anybody that I encounter at work has the best day ever. And then, let's say I do something simple like call to another establishment, and I get, let's say, negative behavior. I'm like, come on. If I could do my best at work, it could be like you don't like your job, but you're just trying to be nice from 9 to 5 to your customers.
Right.
When you knock off, you don't have to be nice to people. But like, you're at work, you try to put everything aside. You try to be the best that you can be to your customers. You see, when I call a company and they're rude to me, I get so annoyed. And I just like, I don't want the service anymore. So I feel like people should really acknowledge that, because that could really hurt the company or the business.
And I'm sure that their response will be like, oh well, that's not my business, that's not my problem. But it is your problem.
It is.
If you're nice and you genuinely get more customers, the business owner is going to realize, hey, my sales are steadily increasing, and start to look, what's happening, why? And then it may take a while, but it'll end up boiling down to you. Even if it doesn't, I told you, I believe in the universe. So even if you putting your best in work doesn't actually result in you getting the promotion or whatever it is that you wanted in your job, it'll come out somewhere else. Your partner may come up now and baby, I'm so sorry I've been treating you up, and I'll work on it. Out of the blue, man chopping you for so long, and you crying and whatever. And out of the blue, he decided to work on it.
Yeah.
It's because you decided to be your best at your job and be your best in a relationship, and then it linked. That's what I truly believe that.
Same.
So we spoke about your mentor that helped you with the passion twist. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that story?
All right. So I feel like from when I started to now, I've had a lot of friends in entrepreneurship. And I had a friend who passed down her passion twist idea to me, and I had a mentor. So I have a mentor, or someone I call my mentor, because she was someone who taught me a lot about what I know about breeding. Okay, so I met her from my sister, because she's my sister's friend, and she's more established than me, so I'm sure she's been through much more challenges than I've been through, and she's more established, so she has her own store, she's more known. And she used to tell me, come to her like some weekends, and she would teach me. So she'd say, this is how you do the block format, this is how you do the tuck-in, this is how you do the knotless, and then she'd make me practice on her customers. So you'd find that some days when she had a lot of people to do during the day, what she'd have to do alone, she would do much less. So the workload would make her do much less. So she would bring me in to practice, and then we'd be able to do more. So it was like more like a win-win. So she would help me so that I would practice, and then I would help her because she'd get more work done. So I feel like in the industry with entrepreneurs, I feel like it doesn't matter if we do the same thing or different things. It's important to help each other and not believe that, okay, if she braiding and I braiding and I teach her how to braid, she'll steal my customers. Because in all honesty, your customers are your customers, and if I can steal your customers, then that's not your customers. You understand? Because and we're in two parts of the island. So she's in the south, I'm currently in the north. So there's no way I can steal her customers, and I really appreciate her for teaching me what she taught me, because up to a day like today I still practice what she taught me. I also have some other friends who brought me into the popping up business, where we did pop-ups as a group. So they were like about, I think, 5 or 6 of us, and we did pop-ups. So we did pop-ups in Viewfort, in Soufrière, in Castries, and that made us well known. So we were like a popping up group. And the thing is that it was 5 totally different businesses, and it still helped, because if one person had a larger following, that following would come to you because you're in the group. And I felt like that really helped. I also believe that it's okay to ask for help,
right?
Because like my mentor, if she knows more than me, it's okay for me to ask her for help. Like I still sometimes message and I'm like, what braid do you think is best for me to do that style? Like just little things like that, because when a style just comes out, sometimes there's different braids and you need the right one. So I'll say, which one you think is best? You think that price too expensive or whatever? Like that should be okay to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with you. The cutthroat nature of it is not necessary.
Yeah.
And like you said, even the pop-ups with the multiple businesses, even if they're different, you help each other. So can we get an idea of like what other businesses that your friendship group entails?
Okay, so we had Frosted by Berlin, which is like cupcakes.
Nice.
We had Inks the Mixologist, which is cocktails. We had Crown Goddess, which is bonnets. Then there was me with my hair products, and then we had the Honey Pot Care with the kitty products. And we also had a candle business as well. I can't remember the name, but that was a while back, and yeah, it was an awesome group.
Right. So, I've actually wanted to, well, no, I will do a couple of pop-ups, and I've always been fascinated by them. I find them so smart. You don't have a physical location yet. You just pop up, and you know it gets people to be aware of you, and if you get money obviously because you sell. But the most important thing is people know you now. So talk about that experience with, I mean, you guys doing the pop-ups all over the island.
Yes. So I think the best pop-up we did was in Viewfort. I feel like when we went to Viewfort, we got so much, I don't like love or acceptance. Like the Viewfort people would really spend their money. Like you would find some people would buy something from each booth, and that would be amazing. And then you'd find that some of them would say, well, I don't have money today, but give me your number, and they would actually reach out after. And then when you get to Soufre, you know, Soufre is, I would say Soufre is like a place by itself. Okay, like you'd find that when I was not doing pop-ups as yet, a lot of Soufre people would reach out to me, interested in my stuff. But when they have to like leave Soufre to come to Viewport to buy it or to pick up, if I deliver, they'd be like, that's so far. So being able to go to Soufre and do a pop-up there, we made a lot there as well. Like to see that the Soufre people now know you. They now say, well, okay, that's actually a good product that I can come Viewfort for now.
Right.
You understand? And then when we did it in Castries, now we're in the city, so more people getting to know us now. I used to get well, when I was in the south, I used to get orders from Castries after the pop-up. So I feel like the people from all different places, they got to know you much better when you do a pop-up. And I feel like it was good for us not to do pop-ups only in Viewfort.
Right.
The fact that we branched out around, it really helped us to get well known.
Right. That's amazing. So how did you guys set it up? Like, did you need approvals from the city councils, or like, what was that like?
So when we did our pop-up in Viewfort, it was near the square, so we didn't really need an approval. And one of the people in the group had a tent, and it was a very long tent, so he would bring the tent, and all the other people had to do was bring the tables and the chairs.
So you bring your own table for your own booth, basically. Okay.
When we did it in Castries, we did it near the statue, in front of City Police, and I had to get permission for there.
Okay. Did it cost you?
No.
Okay.
They actually provided a tent, so that was
free. And they gave you a tent?
Yeah.
Oh.
Soufre, we did it at the beach park, and we did not have to pay either. You just let them know that you're coming, and
who's they?
I'm not sure. I was not the one.
And
but yeah, I guess
tent?
you'd have to. Yeah, we used our tent, but I believe it was really amazing that they provided me a tent when I was in Castries. That was amazing. But yeah.
Okay. So it's not bank breaking.
No.
And is tremendously beneficial.
Yes.
Okay. So I think I would agree with you. I definitely think that's, especially in St. Lucia, when word of mouth is still so powerful, that you definitely should do some pop-ups.
You should.
Yeah. So final thoughts. What have you said already that you want to re-emphasize to the people, and what haven't you said that you would want to emphasize now?
Okay, so I just want to say, when you're starting a business, or if you already started a business, I believe that you should always be humble. You should always be open to new ideas. You should always be open to advice. You should always be open to allowing people to help you. However, you still need to be cautious, because there are going to be people that they're going to help you, but they're also going to try to bring you down. So you need to be on your P's and Q's. You remain humble at all times. You accept the help. You keep growing. You keep being open to learning new things. If you fall, if you have a minor challenge, you keep going. You don't stop. Yes, you could take a break. You rekindle your thoughts. You try harder, because when you go the second time, it's much better than the first time, because what you already learned from the first time, you could put it into the second time. So you never give up. Keep going. Remain humble, and I think you're good.
Awesome. I couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. And definitely hope you have a follow-up episode sometime.
Yeah.
Okay. So thanks again for watching, guys. Bye. Hey there, Alpha Pack. Thanks again for watching this week's episode. Continue the discussion on our community Discord. Every week, I'll have the guest come in and answer you guys' questions. The link will be in the description below. See you there.